Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Stellar Lumens, aka XLM. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So first off, I do want to start off with the idea that I do believe that XLM is very undervalued. We're going to be talking about why I believe so in this video. I also do believe that XLM and XRP are complementary to each other, and I've always talked about this, how XRP is essentially going after B2B payments. They're going after the financial institutions. XLM is more so kind of centered around you and me, just the retail perspective of things. But that's how I always looked at both of these anyways. I never looked at them as major competitors. So just to give you guys that quick insight, that's my thoughts on XRP and XLM. But when we look at the XLM price chart, this is why I have been accumulating XLM massively. So first off, I believe that this is the accumulation range that we're going to be in for a little bit of time. A lot of people will say wait until November when Bitcoin crashes. I don't think anybody really knows what Bitcoin's next major move is. You can't really predict something like that. I mean, yeah, you might get a little bit lucky on it, but hey, at the end of the day, I'm looking at the macro here. I am accumulating these tokens knowing that at some point in time they will go up. Sorry, I shouldn't say XRP, XLM. Similar to XRP, is a blue chip stock. I mean, both of these tokens are blue chips in my book. I think that they will be around forever. I think that the companies tied to them are doing very well, and they're always continuously building. When we look at XLM and we look at the upside here, so I always looked at the 1618 to the 2618 as being the area of focus, only because we know that most altcoins kind of outreach in between both of these, which is still a very good area for XLM's price targets. I know that some people wanted to look at the 4618, which would be about a 40x opportunity. Do I think that that's possible? Sure, I do, but is it going to happen? We don't know. A lot of things would actually have to play into part with that. But I do believe that this 1618 to the 2618 is a very possible area. Why do I believe that? Well, we're going to be talking about that. So this would be about a 13.5x opportunity to about a 22x opportunity run. And if we're actually looking at the area that we're at now, and going off of the current fib levels that we have here, it kind of plays right into the area that we are focused on anyways, which the 2618 would be about almost $2, which is still about a 16x opportunity. Now, why am I looking at those areas of focus? Well, again, I share with you guys ADA. So ADA during this time frame, and by the way, yes, this is on the macro going off the March of 2020 low, going off the topping point from 2017, 2018. You do see where we outreach to. It was actually a little bit oversold nonetheless, even during May. I believe that May was our topping point for a lot of tokens, and as you guys do see, it kind of topped out at the 1618. It did outreach a little bit above it, but it could not hit the next major fib level, and we actually ended up breaking down below it. Now, with this in mind, you do see where it topped out, right in between the 1618 to the 2618, which is why I do believe that XLM, if we do go into the next major cycle and we are looking pretty bullish, I'm going to be looking at taking my profit points. First off, I will be taking a lot of profits at about the 1618, which is about $1.71, and then after that, I'm really kind of looking at the 2618. I think I said 171. I meant to say 1618 here at $1.71 to the 2618 at about $2.76. But this is the area of focus for me, at least on XLM, because hey, at the end of the day, that's a 1618 and the 2618. And even though those levels might seem a little bit, oh, why would I even hold XLM at this point? You got to remember that a lot of these tokens have already pumped massively. I mean, even if you go off of the low back in March of 2020 to the high recently, this was about a 30, almost 1x opportunity. It is still up about almost 4. It's like 3.5 x or so off of those lows. And if you go back, I do believe that there's a little bit more price data on some of these other exchanges. You could actually look at how massive of an opportunity XLM has been. Could we go higher? 100%. We could outreach to that $5 range, but I'm not expecting it. That's the thing, and I'm being a little bit more realistic. But let's actually talk about why I believe that XLM is actually capable of doing a massive move like that, and why it could actually even go higher than what we anticipate. Well, we do see here, this goes back to September 30th, the history of the Stellar Community Fund. This was posted by their program manager at the SDF. And if we scroll all the way down to the end, I think it's like up here, pitching projects. So Yeah, there was 152 companies and developers that submitted to the SCF number 10, and 44 were selected to move forward as candidates. So we have a possible inflow of 15 projects, and they actually do mention the winners here, the 15 projects: Beans App, the Blue Marble, SmilePay, Sentit, Link, and a set of useful SDKs, tools, and innovative approaches to games, NFTs, and DeFi. So we're not only going to see a lot more projects launching on Stellar, but we are also going to see a lot more NFTs, DeFi, and even GameFi launching on Stellar as well. This is what I think is going to be great, especially for the ecosystem, and they are going to continue to build out the SCF, meaning that they are going to hold a lot more sponsored conferences, hackathons, boot camps, and a lot more to really kind of get the name out there. I think that in regards to their community funds and also their marketing funds, I think that they are doing a great job at building the hype around XLM as well as the entire Stellar community, which I always think is great for the success of these tokens. I've always said that on this channel, especially during a bear market. Community growth is key. Now, that's not the only thing. They are holding a ton of these conferences or events, if you will, to really kind of teach people what they are focused on, and they are sitting right next to some incredible individuals from CirclePay, MoneyGram, etc. And we do see full house on the Converge SF 2022 main stage for global money transmission without the friction. And you guys understand why I focus on XLM. I've said it time and time again that they are focused on the retail sector, and there's a ton of money at hand here. There's a ton of money that they could actually go after in regards to the retail sector. I think that that's a sector that's overlooked greatly. I know that a lot of these major companies always focus on we got to bank the unbanked, or we got to figure out the inclusivity issue within the banking sector, and I completely agree. But I think that what Stellar has accomplished and what Stellar is doing is far beyond what anybody else is doing, and that does include Ripple, because remember, at the end of the day, Ripple was never really kind of focused on me or you. They were focused on the big banks and the big financial institutions. And that's also why they got targeted from the SEC. It's because they were going after that monopoly system. That's why I do believe that XRP is also going to be absolutely huge. I think that it's going to be bigger than XLM, technically going after a bigger dollar figure amount. But I do believe that XLM is also going to provide a ton of ROI for holders long term. Now let's actually look at this video. So there's a problem with today's digital economy. Stellar is fixing it. Now this is about a minute long video. I'm not going to play it all the way through or anything like that. I just kind of want to skip to the part where you are seeing these digital assets being loaded up on a phone, and you can actually see that they're sending it off of this app, which is of course powered by Stellar, and we do see 60% of the population relies on cash. And we do see a little bit of a Stellar sort of diagram here, or example. Stellar enables MoneyGram to provide cash to crypto on and off ramps at participating MoneyGram locations, and this is retail, by the way. Like this right here is why I say retail is going to be huge. They're going to convert cash into USDC held in their digital wallet. With USDC, people can use their money in ways they couldn't before. Now you might be wondering, okay, well, how does XLM provide any sort of insight here? Well, XLM is technically utilized as a liquidity source here as well. So you will have the option of utilizing XLM, I believe, or possibly having USDC backed by XLM. We don't know too much information on this. I think that that's the biggest concern that a lot of people do have is, why do you need XLM when Stellar is essentially not utilizing it? They're utilizing USDC, and I totally get that. I understand exactly what people are talking about, but I want to also tell you guys right now that XLM is also a power source for liquidity on Stellar, very similar to XDC on Zinfin, for example, or even XRP with some of the major opportunities within the XRP ledger. Not so much on Ripple, because again, at the end of the day, Ripple is utilizing XRP fully in their process. But also, by the way, with RippleNet, you don't actually need to utilize XRP. It's just a no-brainer move to utilize it, or not to utilize it, because, well, I should say, yeah, to utilize it, because XRP unlocks an additional 17 to possibly 25% more savings. So XRP is a no-brainer move to utilize. But with XLM is still powering a ton of things within the ecosystem, like a lot of these other major projects. Like this is Ultra Stellar, for an example. And if you actually look at this, you could see all of the major things that they are focused on here. So Lobster, you do see Lobster Vault, Stellar X, and all of these are continuously, being built out and focused on. And we even do see like swap your USDC on Ethereum to Stellar and enjoy fast and free payments. Again, I think that the biggest problem here that a lot of people have, and they kind of misconcept it, is just the fact that like XLM is not utilized at all, which is just not the case. If you actually go over to Stellar's website, which we actually have it over here, if you go to Learn, you could actually learn about Lumens. So the Lumen is the protocol token of the Stellar network, aka XLM. If you actually look here, you can actually read all about this. The Lumen fulfills a special role in the network by design. Stellar requires that each account hold a small number of lumens at all times. Now you might be thinking, well, that's stupid. It doesn't provide any sort of main value for the network, but it actually does, because there's going to be a ton of accounts within these ecosystems, specifically around Stellar. And by the way, you can utilize XLM any day, anytime, anywhere to make payments as well, especially with all of the on and off ramps that Stellar is really kind of building. But also, I want you guys to understand that you got to think about how large these network protocols are going to become and morph into, especially if you are focused on what Stellar is doing in regards to the retail sector. If they do really kind of achieve mass peak adoption within the retail sector, we could see some of these accounts growing rapidly. Like for an example, here's the total accounts 2020 to 2022. And you do see January to January, we grew about roughly, I would say this is about, I think that this is like about 7 million. So almost like 2.5 million or so new accounts, and we actually do see the total operations processed as well, about 250. Well, I would say this is like 200 million to almost 1 billion. So very massive moves here in regards to volume as well as value being transacted. And they do also mention a lot more around the Lumen supply and how to buy it. And also, by the way, I want to talk to you guys real quick about some other major projects as well, because now that you understand how XLM works on the network, here we have a use case study from Wire. So like I said, I do believe that retail adoption is going to hit the mass area on Stellar. Why do I believe that? Well, a lot of these use cases that we do see on here, like for an example, Wire. Wire is a bridge. This is going to be a bridge for, the retail sector to crypto. Wire serves as a bridge for fintech companies and projects between the fiat world and blockchain ecosystem via their full suite of APIs, including an instant fiat to crypto checkout gateway that allows builders to develop financial applications from the ground up. By covering compliance, licensing, regulation, liquidity, and payment processing, Wire empowers their partners to develop their products to their fullest potential on blockchain. I also believe that this is why we will see a lot more massive and major projects being built out on Stellar, focused around the fintech area. Now, all of this is kind of leading back to one major thing, and that is remittances as well as the retail sector. But we also do see that businesses on Stellar tend to focus on payment use cases such as remittances or corporate disbursements. And we do see Wire, a crypto infrastructure provider with a full suite of APIs, has always been more interested in equipping these businesses with the tools they need to bring their projects to life on Stellar. And they do mention USDC here as well, but also, which offers credit and debit card on-ramps to XLM and USDC on Stellar in nearly 60 countries. So not only are you going to, this is also why I say, you will have exposure to XLM in all of these projects. You have the choice of utilizing USDC and XLM. I also believe that XLM has lower fees to utilize than USDC. I might be wrong on that, but I do believe that that is the case. So I would say that XLM will probably be the better choice here, especially if you are a retail customer or even maybe a business or corporate customer. But within this, we will see a large move around the fintech area within crypto, specifically on Stellar, because I think that what they are really kind of focused on here is just providing crypto tools for these major, companies to utilize blockchain technology and actually build on blockchain technology, very similar to like the XRP Ledger or any other DLT within the space. But also, the results are in 690% increase in year-over-year transactional growth, 81% year-over-year transactional growth, and 20 plus joint partners, which is always incredible to see. Like I said, we are going to continue to see a lot more growth like this, and in fact, through this collaboration, Wire has gained greater traction in the strong Latin American crypto infrastructure and is able to offer its services to local businesses and developers looking to build on blockchain. And that's all going to flood into Stellar. This is a massive domino effect. And this is also why I believe that Stellar long term is going to be a very large, successful project. And also, when you actually look at a lot of the use case ability here, XLM plays a vital role in almost all of it. I know that on their website, when you look at XLM, it doesn't seem that great. I mean, like when you look at this and all you're seeing is the fact that like, okay, well, the main utility case around XLM is that, these accounts need to hold it. But they also can transact in it and they could utilize it throughout this entire process, especially on all of the major projects that we do see on here. And I do believe that that is in, I want to say, there was an area on here that I know that had a whole bunch of project listings. I think it was over here. So projects and partners, that's what it was. So I know that this doesn't really give us a quick insight on the ecosystem. I wish that there was a better way to, this does. So this is all of the major projects within Stellar, and you could actually filter this out through like gaming, NFT, stuff like that. Right now there's no gaming or games being built out on Stellar, but like I said, they are coming. In that article, it did say that they will be focused on that area. But within this, you can see all of their focus is on payments and on and off ramps so far. This has been the big focus, and I think that that's going to change here soon. I think that when you actually look at going back to this one, you could see that they're actually changing things up. So far, they've only been focused on payments and on and off ramps to crypto, which is totally fine because, again, that's what we do need in regards to the retail sector. But what we do want to see is DeFi, NFTs, and games because all of that provides quick insights, volume, and value added to not only XLM, but also Stellar. But long term, I do think that XLM is going to provide a quick, nice ROI to everyone that wants to be a part of it. You definitely have to do your own research and really kind of look into it more if you wanted to learn a lot more about it. There's a ton of information. I do think that if we do see Bitcoin crash once again, I know that a lot of people are calling for Bitcoin to crash in November. If that is the case, I'm definitely looking at one major demand area, and that's this level down here at about 7 cents. If we can get there, that would be incredible because, again, the upside potential to about that 1618, shared this with you guys one last time, is about a 23x to about a 38x opportunity. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. If you guys are on this before, this has been Nick. Peace out, guys.